Hey, it's Ollie. Welcome back to me in my living room. I have been needing a new pair of earrings for a little while now, specifically in my lowest main piercing. I have 3 piercings in my left ear and 2 in my right. And in all of my upper piercings, I have these plain solid gold hoops that I just wear every day. I leave them in all the time. Definitely in the last few years, working in jewelry in some capacity or another is like my main boring adult job. I feel like I've shifted a lot more towards wanting good quality pieces that I know are gonna last me a while, that I can just leave on all the time as my kind of default character settings. Most of the nice quality jewelry that I have, my sterling silver and my solid gold pieces, I've gotten them all either for free or at a discount from the jewelry studios that I've worked at over the years. And I am really happy with the rings that I have right now and also with the necklace stack that I've been building out. But my earrings are always a little bit harder for me to figure out. For my earrings specifically, it is kind of important to me to feel like they have some fun, some whimsy, some personality to them. I had these skeleton earrings that I was wearing a lot for a while, and these silly like dinosaur toys and D20 earrings that Lydia had made for me. But in the past few years, unfortunately, I feel like the cheaper metal quality that usually comes along with earrings that are really fun just like irritates my skin and just makes them not very practical for something that I wear on the regular. So what I thought of recently as a solution for all of these conflicting kind of desires is to make some cute charms to add on to earrings that I already have. I do have this pair of gold filled earrings over sterling silver that are just plain gold hoops. They're a little too boring for me to really ever want to wear on their own, but I think they should be perfect for this. So with that kind of vague, half-formed idea of what I wanted to do, what I wanted to make for this project, Trevor and I went out to go bead shopping in the Lower East Side.
When the sun goes down and the chores are through, oh, there ain't nothing better than I like to do than to sit around the house when the folks ain't home, listen to the music on the grass of phone. I like mountain music, good old mountain music, played by a real hillbilly band. Give me real rhythm, let me sway right
Brooklyn too. The bead store that I went to is called Brooklyn Charm. They have 2 locations here, the other one obviously in Brooklyn. But I had come across this place a month or so earlier while I was trying to kill some time waiting for a friend to get off work. The shop was about to close that first time that I came in, so I didn't get to spend too much time in there. But I was very enamored with all of the little trinkets and the cool, weird charms. So I was very excited to be able to come back and to actually have an excuse to pick out a few. I think the main appeal of Brooklyn Charm is supposed to be that you come in, you pick out a few charms, and the jewelers assemble a little custom charm bracelet for you. But I just wanted to pick out a few beads on their own to use for my own purposes. Originally, I was planning on getting all of the beads for my project from this one place, but I ended up reconsidering that a little bit after realizing it was going to be a little too expensive that way. I had someone tell me when I mentioned like my weekend plans of going to Brooklyn Charm that it was a little pricey there. And I didn't really think of it that way in my head because they have the charms priced at like $4 to $10 each, which doesn't sound like much, but it wasn't until I was like doing the math in my head myself of like, I have 6 charms in my tray right now and we're looking at like $30. So I decided to limit myself to just picking out like very specialized beads that I knew I wouldn't be able to find at a regular craft store and then just getting the rest of the more normal stuff somewhere else. I did also stick to materials that I knew were going to last me for a while. They had a lot of metal charms that were very cute, but at least from what I can tell on their website, they are all brass plated. So probably wouldn't look very cute in a couple of months. So I stuck with ceramic and glass and similar materials. I got a set of ceramic little cats, some glass blackberry beads, and then these glass orbs that had some pressed flowers set inside of them. Yay! Also, while we were in the Lower East Side, we went to a vegan grocer to get some soft serve vegan ice cream, which is one of the things that I always get so excited about because it's very rare to come across. They also had vegan Hamantaschen, which I thought was very cool, very serendipitous, because I just watched Hannah Witten's video where she made some for Purim. We also went to Sticky Rice, which is probably my favorite Thai spot in the city. So successful day, good date, cool beads. I decided to go to Michael's craft store for the rest of the supplies that I needed. I just wanted some simple decorative beads to complement the focal ones that I already had. I did have to make myself a strict list of what I was allowed to buy while I was there. Big craft stores like this are always just so overstimulating and difficult for me to stay on task inside of. As a person with 1,000 hobbies, I always tell Trevor that I need my horse blinders on. Yeah, I did buy some yarn because I needed some for a project that I'm working on for spring. I got 3 skeins of the same kind of yarn that I used to make my favorite scarf, just in a different color. And then I also got one more because it was on clearance for like $4. I was very excited to get to pick out some beads because the bead aisle is very much one that always calls to me. There's just like too much color and glitter for me to look away from. I am very proud to report that I did stick to the limit that I set for myself of picking out 2 strands of beads after much deliberation. The first one that I picked out was just a bunch of different cool rocks and like purples and greens and whites. I thought they would go really well with the charms that I'd already picked out. And then for the second one, I did break my own rule a little bit by getting something metal, this silver and gold toned star chain. I just like star shaped things. And it was only like $6 for the whole strand, so I won't feel too bad if I end up having to replace them. So that was my whole haul. And after that, I just got to take all the cool stuff that I had and spend an evening trying to make myself some jewelry.
Take me back to the place where I first saw the light. To my sweet sunny soul, take me home, where the mockingbird sang me to sleep every night. Oh, why was I tempted to roam? Take me home to my sweet sunny soul, take me home.
I used to work in jewelry production at a place in Soho, welding gold chains and making custom charm bracelets, mostly for tourists. So I have some experience working with metal, but really none at all doing this kind of beading. And I think this is probably the most of a real-time learning curve that I've ever had while filming a project for a video. Adding the jump rings to the specialty charms was very easy, very familiar, but I had to try so many different methods of attaching all of the beads together and then adding them onto the jump ring. At first, I was trying to use my embroidery thread to go through each of the beads, tie it off at the end, and then go back up through all of them to tie it around the jump ring. But the needle that I had to use for that was so small that I was really struggling to get the thread through the eye of the needle at all. And then the thread kept getting jammed inside of the beads. I broke probably genuinely like 6 sewing needles trying this method. And hey, good point to share a reminder that you should always wear protective eyewear while manipulating metal. I'm very glad that I still have a pair from an old job. But then every time I broke a needle, I had to get the thread back through a new one, which took several minutes all on its own. I was able to finish 1 pair of the bead strands, but I ended up just getting a little frustrated and needing to just come back to work on it again the next day. No. And after breaking a couple more needles, I decided to change my whole approach. Finally, I have a bunch of these jewelry making pieces that are meant to be the curved part of a drop earring, the part that goes through your ear, and I ended up just using my pliers to flatten those out. and then threading all of the beads through that wire, and then curving the metal back up towards itself at the end to secure the beads from falling off, and then also twisting a loop at the top to put the jump ring through. I spent probably like 3 hours total working on making these. Could have been 1 if I'd done the other method first, but hey, we're here to learn something new. Yeah, I am so proud of these actually. I think especially for it being something I haven't really done before, they turned out really cute, and I'm definitely gonna wear these like every day. Since I made them all individually as charms, the thought is kind of to be able to mix and match them and kind of decide how simple or eclectic I want them to be on a given day. I did specifically like how it looks to style them with 1 statement charm, 1 of the bead strands, and then 1 of the little star danglies. But they all look cute on their own too, and I'm definitely gonna get so much use out of these. I wanted to do something a little bit more casual, hopefully shorter this week, since the last 2 videos that I put out were both very time consuming to film and edit. Yeah, if you haven't gotten to check either of those out, please do. I put a lot of work into them. Just wanted to do a little bit of an energy reset this time. But thank you so much, as always, for caring about the things that I make. If you want to connect with me on any of my creative social things, they're always linked down below. And I will see you soon. Bye!
Back to the place where I first saw the light. To my sweet sunny soul, take me home, where the mockingbird sang me to sleep every night. Oh, why was I tempted to